Cheers! I'm famous.
Yeah, they made it. They're all celebrities now.
Cheers! We are famous.
We made it in New York Times. Amazing, guys. This is so cool. Think about it. This was just 2 years ago. And how far have we come? Damn, two best friends, two amazing high-end watch flippers, two different destinies. Let's discuss here on the Tip Right YouTube live streaming network. All right. Guys, if you're new to this, there has been a breakthrough in Roman Sharf's story. He is crushing it. The people that he despises the most have written an article about him, and we're gonna check it out. We're gonna see it. The Golden Shoes. Roman Sharf is like that girl from you know that movie, Lucia, where a girl
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice? No. The other one, right? The Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. You know how you get a pair of golden slippers, you tap them together, and you can make all kinds of things come true. This is very similar story.
They're literally golden slippers.
Boom. Literally. And with red soles, just like Louboutins. I thought they were Louboutins for a second, but they're just some made in China bullshit knockoff brand, right? It's not custom, made to order. But yeah, what a situation. New York Times, look at this.
New York
Roman Sharf
Times. You've made it.
New York Times, and the Timepiece Gentleman made it into New York Times. That
Two
is
peas in a pod. The only person who's missing is Stefano Della Costa, and he'll get to the New York Times eventually.
It's justice is coming for Stefano Della Costa, the watch wizard, the guy that all the gray market defended. They said, "Give him 2 weeks, Timmy. Give me 2 weeks. We'll make it true. We'll set everything right." And then we were never heard from them again talking about this subject.
Which just proved that we should have gone harder against Stefano and Roman to make sure that the victims got their money back. The ones who played hardball got the most money back. The people who were weak and soft and didn't press Stefano or Roman got screwed.
Listen, I was ready to go even more hardcore. But I can't do everything by myself, and there was so many snowflakes telling me, Timmy, take the pedal off the gas, otherwise nobody's gonna get their money. If the wizard doesn't pay back a few cents, then nobody will. Dude, that guy should be in jail. He should be in jail. The wizard should be behind bars, sharing a jail cell with the Timepiece Gentleman. I don't care.
But in Canada.
That's right. No, but actually, he's from Brooklyn. He was born here in the United States. Canada should extradite him. The only reason the wizard moved to Canada is to mooch from their free healthcare. He hasn't paid taxes there his entire life, and then he just moved in to mooch off of the amazing healthcare. Screw that. They should. That's a medical fraud that he's doing. He's also probably smuggling watches. There is a big.
We know that.
There's a lot of evidence that shows that the wizard possibly smuggling watches. And number one, he was defended by all of his buddies who allowed him to get away.
He was defended by Roman Sharf, who at every opportunity said, "I've done plenty of deals with him, and I never had a problem." While at the same time, he was telling Nico and Federico, "Don't do deals with him. It's a no-go." Remember that?
Video. I can play it, I think. Let me see. Do I have a video?
This guy, and the thing that most people don't know is that Roman knew about the wizard in the summer of 2022 because we told him, listen, there's this guy, Chris, that he actually met in Las Vegas. The Wizard owed him stole $155,000 from him.
Yes.
Yeah, and then there was
I told him that. I introduced him to Chris in Vegas at the Lily Bar. Chris didn't know how to handle this crime. It was new. He thought, because the only reason Chris bought anything from the Wizard, because Wizard was just name dropping Roman at every opportunity, and Roman was defending him on multiple occasions. He was talking about how, oh, Stefano, he's a nice guy, but like, this is a tough business. Sometimes you need bulletproof underwear.
That's right.
No. There's no bulletproof underwear when somebody is building a Ponzi scheme. Because I think that's what Wizard did. Wizard did exactly the same thing that Timepiece Gentleman did, except the Wizard has gotten away with it for now. But there's no. What's the statute of limitation on theft, Sam? Is that?
I don't know. The statute of limitations. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Yeah.
Your audio went out.
Oh, sorry. What's the statute of limitation on creating Ponzi schemes?
I have no idea. It could be 5 years, could be 10 years, could be 2 years. I'm not sure.
Well, I think enough is enough. It's time we start pressing that everyone who got their money stolen from the Wizard has to unite their forces, and go to Canadian equivalent of FBI. It's over. He's not the Wizard is not coming back.
Yeah, and now it's what is even more shameful than Roman backing him, covering for him, vouching for him, and defending him is now we have the hate streams joining in.
Well, they're paying those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hate streams are coming in to defend Stefano and defend Roman, because Roman's such a good guy. He never agreed to make the victims whole. Wait a minute.
He didn't have to. Nobody asked him to jump on that live stream. Okay, nobody asked Roman to jump in. He could have said, "Hey, listen, that's Wizard problem. I don't get in the middle of this. Forget about it." No, he inserted himself between the victims and the Wizard and said, "Guys, give Wizard some time, and he'll make good on it." And that never came true, because these guys know the human psychology and how difficult it is for people to cope with theft, and they know that people wanna keep their hopes up until the very bitter end, and it's just that's not how it works.
The hate streams will go to any length to twist the truth to fit their toxic, hate-filled narrative. So, I mean, for example, they'll never mention that we're the ones who found out that Stefano was the moderator of Roman's Facebook group. How do you become a moderator of someone's Facebook group unless you know them pretty well? We've seen the videos where time after time, Stefano name dropped Roman, and Roman jumped onto live streams. He did it with Archie, did it with you many times to defend him and say, listen, I know the guy. He's an honest guy. He's an honorable guy. Sometimes he's a little bit, misintentioned, but he's never burned anybody. He said that. Meanwhile, at the same time, he knew that Chris Horology was scammed out of $155,000 at that time.
Yes,
100% knew. Yes, because Paul Thorpe and I were working behind the scenes on that issue, and you were involved as well because you had knowledge of other people who had been scammed.
See, the problem is that we're idiots. All right, we'll see. Whenever something like this happens, you don't just try to help and create cover for these guys. We should have contacted authorities immediately.
In retrospect, we should have done that.
Well, everybody is good. But one thing, the Wizard he probably has some kind of burner account, and he's stealing money and watches probably right now as we speak. Why would he stop? He was stealing watches and money when he was public, and now that his public persona has been burned, he probably just changed up a few accounts, boom, 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 changed it up, and he's probably still a moderator at Romans. We don't know. He might be just on a different name. People have.
We had. I think we applied pressure to have him removed as a moderator. We also had applied pressure to have him removed as a Mondani trusted dealer. We got him thrown out of Moda. By the way, to get him removed as a Mondani trusted dealer, Roman backed Stefano and
Um,
went to Giorgio Mondani and said, no, he's okay. Don't worry. Don't throw him off. I need him. He's my link to Canada. And
yeah.
only after a lot of public pressure, 2 weeks of public bashing of Mondani, did Giorgio Mondani say, "Listen, I can't deal with this anymore." She remember her Mondani trusted dealers included TPG and the Wizard.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
Is
Roman
still
Roman
Mondani trusted dealer?
who Roman? I
Yeah.
think Roman is. Yeah. Well, I mean, he hasn't done anything criminal as far as we know.
Not yet. I mean, he's associated with all these shady characters. And like, dude, just the idea of defending the Wizard, a guy
does,
who
the
stole
guy.
all that money and coming in to defend that guy, like that in of its own, that should be criminal. Like, how could it be not? Like, I don't
He jumped
understand.
in. He knew that Stefano owned Federico
Yeah.
$38,000. He went behind the Wizard's back, behind Stefano's back, paid off Stefano's debt, and went to Federico and said, "Hey, listen, hey, we're good, okay? Just don't tell anybody about Stefano.
Who does
Just
that?
who does that unless
For
you're
the-
trying to
for another
protect him
dealer?
and cover for him."
Dude, these people are such good friends that they pay off how many thousand you said? 60?
No, that was 38,000.
38,000? See, I'm sorry, but if you had a debt with Federico for $38,000,
You wouldn't pay it off. You wouldn't.
I
pay it
wouldn't
off
be
for me?
paying it off.
Why not? Why
I don't
not,
have the
Dutch?
money. I don't have the money, but even if I did, I wouldn't be doing that. Like that's a bankruptcy kind of issue problem. I don't
Yeah.
know.
For those of you just
You have
joining
to
us,
be
by the
really
way,
good friends.
yeah, for those of you just joining us, over 100 people watching. Breaking news in the watch world: Roman Sharf has made it to the New York Times. Made it to the New
Or
York
as he
Times.
calls it, fake news.
It's funny.
It's
That's
all
funny.
false. This entire article is all just fake news. It's all lies and
We'll see.
slander.
I haven't read it yet, so we'll see if they uncover, if they talk about his lawsuit with Luxottica for selling counterfeit merchandise. We'll see if they uncovered his relationship with Anthony Fair and talked about that. We'll see if they talked about how he covered and vouched for Stefano Della Costa, the Wizard. How deep was their reporting? How deep was their investigating? Did they get his military service records? Did they find out what he did in the military? Did they audit the charity to find out if the money went to the Ukrainian people? Over $250,000 that was supposedly raised by a charity that Roman is affiliated with. Well, these are all things that we'll see if the New York Times did their job. Was it a hit piece against Roman?
The failing New York Times, as Donald Trump calls them, the failing New York Times. So Roman right now is actually helping the failing New York Times by providing them with content. And by the way, what is this? Why isn't there all these trolls who in the chat who complain that I'm talking about Roman? Why aren't they writing letters to New York Times right now as we speak and say, "Hey, stop talking about other people. Make your own original content."
That's funny. Oh my God.
It's just people don't understand.
I love that they'll type in the chat, "Oh, Roman again," and then they'll watch for the next 4 hours every second of our
Stop
coverage.
talking about Roman. Stop talking about Roman. Dude, his New York Times is talking about them. Go complain to the failing New York Times. Jesus.
Listen, Roman spent 3 years having a camera crew follow him around for his day in the life videos, and he even pitched a reality show to the networks called Time is Money, starring him and Anthony Fair, and that failed to go anywhere. He wanted to become a celebrity, and now just by bidding on some sneakers at SneakerCon, his dreams are all coming true.
The dreams of being a celebrity is a reality now. He's made it big league. Big league.
Big league. Big league.
Big league.
Big
But
league.
but whether this is going to translate to anything good is yet to be determined. I don't know. There's a lot of people who are celebrating prematurely, in my opinion. I think I like to celebrate once I see the results. Show me the results or maybe this is the results themselves. The fame is, look, Timepiece Gentleman wanted to be known to the world, right? Did he get what he wanted? He became famous for a bad thing,
Yeah.
but nonetheless, he became famous. That's what it cost him $3 million. Now, think about it this way: the value for money. Timepiece Gentleman had to steal $3 to $5 million to
To
get
become
into
famous.
Yeah, Roman buys a pair of sneakers and gets the same kind of treatment.
Who is the true marketing genius, really?
It's very interesting to see this happen. I mean, look at this. Oh, see it. Look at this. The headlines. This man paid $9,000 for a pair of Donald Trump sneakers. By the way, Roman is getting absolutely freaking roasted by normal.
Grilled.
Oh,
Absolutely. The comments in the mainstream media, like the comments on YouTube videos, the comments on articles
Hmm.
are absolutely, I would say 90% negative on this guy. Even people who are supportive of Trump
oh,
I just do not like him, and the comments are almost universally negative.
I mean, he's like a Ukrainian guy, and look, he's a very flashy guy. Look at the subtitle to this thing was Roman Sharf is one of the watch world's best known dealers compared to Patek on his wrist. The shoes were cheap. All right, so
Roman Sharp is literally unknown outside of like the YouTube watch world and a very small subset of gray market dealers.
we live in a bubble.
Yeah.
This is what living in a bubble is like. We think that the whole world revolves around this guy, but the reality is he's just a guy.
If he was one of the world's if he was one of the world's best known watch dealers, he would have been in the New York Times 10 years ago.
Why isn't he in the news for his watch dealer specialty?
Yeah.
Why is he in the news for one of the stupidest things that people could ever do? Buy overpriced pair of shoes. I mean, it makes no sense.
But this thing is bothering me. When he jumped on that live stream a year ago and said, "I'm going to help the victims. I'm going to make sure things are right," and then stalled and deflected and distracted and did absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
he basically let Stefano get away scot-free.
Remember,
he created a window.
He should have paid back he should have paid, like, literally, like, in the way, I don't know, in normal people, this guy should have been behind bars. But in the weird dealer world where it's like vouch this, vouch that, of kind of borrowing watches, flipping watches, not paying taxes, it like evading IRS, doing cash deals, it's a lot more difficult. And people who are like sucked really deep into the lore of the watch dealers, like right, that they think that these dealers are trusted. They got code of ethics. They got honor and reputation to preserve, to protect. Oh, see, well, he's definitely gonna pay back. Think about it. He's got to protect his reputation. That's what they all say.
What they say.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, in that same live stream, he said, "Here's how we cover up when we find someone's a crook. We give them a watch here and there, and we say, hey, listen, here's a $10,000 watch. See if you can sell it for 12, and you keep 1,000. We'll split the profit 50-50. You keep, and we'll help you get back on your feet. We'll help resuscitate you. We'll help you bring you back."
Ever. Oh, see, nobody does things like that outside watch world.
That's right. But yeah. It's just mind-boggling to me, and the way the hate streams have focused on turning this into an issue with, well, Tim and OC should have come forward sooner and told the public what they knew, that they suspected that Stefano was a crook.
I mean,
by the way, listen, we should have, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you another thing. Chris Horology never told anybody. Correct?
Yeah.
Never went public.
Yes.
SLC Watch Collector never went public until I did the live stream with Paul Thorpe. Correct? Never went public. JJ never went public, did he?
No, I don't.
Big Sal never went public. George Vlado never went public.
Basil's
Bezos never went. Basil's Bezos never went public. Basil's Bezos never went public. He never got up on a soapbox and said, "Hey, by the way, the Wizard scammed me." He never warned anybody.
This is why gray market dealers have so much power over their consumers. They know they can rob these people blind because fear of public shame is going to keep them from going public, because these guys, they're afraid that if they come on the live show or they contact New York Times or they contact FBI, that, and if they tell that story, hey, this guy scammed me, they feel like it's going to be like humiliating to them. They don't even want to do it.
Even
And that's what hate streams do. They keep people in check. Like, hey, you people keep your mouth shut. Okay. As soon as somebody wants to say something, they're going to try to publicly shame you for your opinions or for what you've done. And this is like, anybody is capable of being scammed.
Absolutely. And the way they're attacking the victims in this case is absolutely shameful and disgraceful. And by the way, I just want to say one other thing, if I can remember, and that is that. Sorry, lost my train of thought.
Okay, if we'll come back, you just let me know. Yeah. So it's really disgusting.
But none of those people went public. And I was the first. Listen, SLC Watch Collector and I were the first people to go. Actually, I was the first person to go public way back in April, May of 2022. And there's people who can say that, who know for sure. Like Daniel Katz says, "Oh, he told me."
Yeah.
Tommy from New Jersey said, "Oh,
yes.
I was at lunch with OC in May of 2022, and he warned me about Stefano." And by the way, Bear knew, because I told Bear, and Bear ignored it, and he defended Stefano week after week after week. You know why? To push toxic drama and super chats, because Stefano was going on their panel and was in their WhatsApp group and going on, going on the shows. So he never once warned Archie's viewers about Stefano because, oh, well, it came from OC, so I didn't believe it. He knew more. He knew before anybody else. How many people from Archie's stream or JJ's WhatsApp group got scammed because Bear never went public? Bear never warned them. I told Bear, listen, this guy's a scammer.
At least 8.
He said no. He said no. I trust the man. He's my good friend. I talk to him every day. That's what he said.
How many people from my group got scammed? One, Chris J. And you were able to fight back and get your money back because you knew how to do it, how to handle it. Then when we had the conversation, it had to be done. We had to go public. But then, anyone who defends any of the Wizards' shenanigans and try to pivot the narrative, oh no, blame the victims. So he's blaming.
They're blaming the victims. And
you as a victim, why didn't you go public sooner?
Well, I don't know. How come the 9 other people didn't? Because you know why they didn't, and why I didn't specifically is because Chris Horology
because
told
people
not to.
like these hate stream scumbags, what they did to you, you're just like a victim. All other victims were afraid that hate streams are going to start going after them the same way that the hate streams were going after you. Publicly tried to shame you, like, why didn't you go sooner? Why didn't you do this? Go fuck yourself, right?
That's right. They can go fuck themselves, because the person, when I was working hand in hand with SLC Watch Collector and Chris Horology, and I said, "Do you want to go public yet?" They said no. Both of them said no. So I was taking my cues from them. They want to play armchair quarterback and go back in time and say OC was to blame because he got his money.
Oh yeah, OC's to blame, not the Wizard who actually done the things.
Not the guy who actually was stealing from people.
Roman, I mean.
So I got my money back, but I could have gone public at any time. What was stopping me? Chris Horology and SLC Watch Collector said no, and there were other people with whom I was talking to behind the scenes.
Because they were
people from JJ's WhatsApp group.
They were brainwashed by people like Roman. See, the mistake we did is that we believed that these guys would actually return the money. You see that whole thing that you mentioned, OC, that you know how gray market dealers handle the situation when somebody steals money? They take the guy aside, they assign him work, and they make him pay off. No. I've never seen them do that. There's not a single dealer that went broke that these gray market dealers banded together, helped to bring him back on his feet, and then he rejoined and started doing business well again. No. The way gray market dealers handle the situation is they cover up first, and then they let the guy get away with stolen money.
And they attack the victims too, which is what the hate streams are
doing.
They
attack the victims. They shame,
for example,
attack victims.
one of the things the hate streams constantly make up lies, and they say OC received. Oh, this is what they say. They say OC was paid hush money by Stefano in the form of concert tickets and I don't know what gifts and all kinds of things, without a single shred of proof. I never received a single concert ticket from Stefano in my life. And then they go, oh well, didn't Tim get a PS5 or some game console? It's like, that has nothing to do with no reason why. That's not the explanation why Stefano was scamming hundreds of thousands of dollars from people.
Deflection from the crime that's being committed. They're trying to say, hey, ignore this crime that happened. Don't talk about the actual crime of theft.
Blame the victims.
Let's bring in and point fingers at everything we can freaking see in sight. Okay, grasp any straw to defend this guy, deflect in every single way. It doesn't matter that the argument is weak or it's completely irrelevant, has nothing to do with it, with the thing in question. No, this is how they do. So they have 2-point strategy. Okay, we see it. 1, keep promising victims that they'll get their money back, and 2, shame them, shame one of the victims publicly, so that the other ones they'll be sitting there in
they don't ask for their money.
Someday they'll get the money, which they never will, and they'll be always too afraid to go public because there's people attack. They're afraid to be attacked. They don't want to be made fool like they were trying to make UOC. Oh, OC got his money back. He's the actual scammer. You know, some of these other guys that got robbed, they don't want to be called by some morons on the internet scammers because they had their money stolen. Like they were trying to bring you into the wizard as if you helped them. It's so freaking preposterous.
Yep. And they do that on a continual basis. You'll go through the chat and they'll say Bezos was a moron for giving his watch to the wizard, or Big Sal was an idiot for giving his watch to the wizard. Everybody knew that guy was. Well, not everybody knew.
That keeps them quiet. That keeps those guys are. Dude, they're friends with Roman. They think Roman is going to do something, and eventually
walks on water. Roman walks on water.
It's not even like these guys should understand. It's no longer about them and their money that was stolen. The wizard, while he is repaying you, he's stealing other people's money. You're just sitting there waiting while this guy is going to commit as many crimes as he has to pay you back. Pay Peter to pay Paul, rob Peter to pay Paul.
Exactly.
So like you as someone who was like, there are like stages of grief. When you lose something, there's certain stages of grief, and everybody goes through it. And I understand it's very tough, and I feel horrible for all the wizards, for all the wizards, for all the victims of the wizard. But we have to understand, wizards as friends are not your friends. Roman doesn't want what's best for the victims. He wants what's best for his business and for his brand. See in the back, brand status behind Roman in big bold on that big red plaque. That's the only thing Roman cares about, his brand status. Why did he shut down the wizard talk? Because it was hurting his brand status. He doesn't care if these guys get paid. He calls these people suckers. Like, dude, I heard stories from the Luxury Bazaar how their salespeople. Sometimes people call in and they're amateurs. They have no idea how much a watch costs or how much they're selling it. Like on their website, they might not have price listed, or they might have it listed like way too much, just in case if people call back and they can negotiate it down, right? Because they're expecting everything negotiated. But sometimes I heard these stories where people call Luxury Bazaar and the salesperson will just throw an obnoxiously high price. And sometimes these people, they just say, yeah, because they're buying it. They think they're buying it from Roman. They trust. They think at least it's real. And they would sell for this ridiculous price. And they would, all the sales associates and staff would laugh at like, look at this sucker. He doesn't know how to negotiate. This guy didn't know that when you call, you're supposed to ask to drop the price, because all of their prices are marked up to create as much padding as possible. It's crazy. It is crazy situation. Yo, we got Lolex in the chat. Lolex, hop on the stream. Let's drop the link. Maybe some people who, maybe some victims of the Wizard want to come on and tell their stories. I would urge all of these people who were brainwashed by Roman, by hate streams, and were advised to keep quiet, keep sitting quiet, don't say anything, don't go forward, don't tell. While you guys are sitting, okay, Wizard right now is stealing others people's money. As far as we know, why wouldn't he? He stole your money. Why would he change? You think he found Jesus suddenly? And Roman told him, "Hey, Wizard, stop stealing," and Wizard's gonna stop stealing? It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It is now up to the victims to come forward and inform the authorities in Canada that this man stole their money. They all have to come together. The guy is stealing right now to this day. It cannot go on.
Yeah, you can't be
It's no
fooled
longer about the money that was stolen from you. That money you could say goodbye to. And even if Wizard is repaying you, don't you understand he's repaying you with money that's stolen from other people? How can anyone like take the money from the Wizard any longer as a repayment? Lolex, wasn't the Wizard supposed to go into the stream with the repayment updates? Yes, he was, but it was all a lie. I called it out. I said, this is how it works. You'll never hear about the Wizard ever again after he leaves. And we never did. And
we called it. We said it was a delay, distract, deflect tactic. And that's all it was.
It's infuriating. Infuriating how some people would like, guys, you have to snap out of the trance that you've been like manipulated by. You're not getting your money back, and if you are getting a trickle here, a trickle there, it's stolen. The Wizard stole. It's over. He has to go to jail. There's no, even if he repays, dude, he's a thief. He stole your money. He didn't do what he promised. That's right. He has to be punished for it.
And don't worry about the hate streams going after you. They're gonna try. But listen, I want to say this to everyone out there. If you have a shred of decency, do not dare go after anybody who was a victim of Stefano. Don't try to label them as an apologist or whatever. Like all the people involved. By the way, Oshin was one of them. Oshin almost got duped by the Wizard. But Chris Horology, SLC Watch Collector, Oshin, Bezels. I don't want to see anybody going after these people. Big Sal, Big George, JJ, all you guys. I don't want anybody attacking them for not coming forward sooner. And Bear knew that the Wizard was crooked. Never said a thing publicly, but no one should blame him.
Bear is the biggest freaking hypocrite on the planet Earth. When 2 years ago he said he can't stand Roman Sharf, and then when it was found out that Roman helped the Wizard stole, when he found out that he was wrong, what did he do? He just switched. Now he loves the Roman. Where Bear now is a huge Roman simp.
I think Bear
a hypocrite. He doesn't believe anything. He just believes the opposite of what the reality is. There's no rhyme or reason to anything that he does or says.
Never seen. Listen. I've never seen someone a pro-authoritarian, pro-Putin bully, an absolute, disgusting human being like Bear. I mean,
and Roman is someone who's Ukrainian, right?
Someone who's Ukrainian,
invaded, right? And these guys are friends. They're all, because look, all of that stuff, they don't care. They really don't care. Roman,
how come Bear's in the chat? Bear, how come you didn't tell anybody that Stefano was a crook? How come you didn't go public? How come you didn't come forward? That's what the hate streams are going to do to you. How are you going to respond?
Yeah. Exactly. Because they're getting a cut. They're friends. They think they thought that they could benefit from Roman joining them on the stream. It's gonna bring in some super chats.
Rome for friend. Remember, Bear used to call Marco the worst names in the book. Absolute And now all of a sudden he's friends with Marco. Oh, Marco's leading the investigation into Wizard.
Yeah.
He's gonna do such a good job of it. He's gonna do a very good job.
He was calling him Pigsley for years. Now, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Marco. Marco made up crazy lies about me as well. So, I actually I don't disagree with the Bear. Even sent me homophobic remarks that Marco made about me, and I'm not even gay. I mean, I haven't came out of the closet yet. If I am, but like, it's wild.
Listen, Bear. I lost a lot of respect for Bear when he supported the Russian invasion of Ukraine. He's a very pro-Putin, pro. I just call him Adolf Bear, Adolf Bear Clooney,
Bear.
because that's what he's all about.
They're
The
all
way, listen,
man.
when ER said that he hated Jews, when ER attacked him for being an anti-Semite, I stayed out of that. You know, there were a lot of people who went against Bear. There, Tanzil and other have a lot of people have issues with Bear, no doubt about it, for what he's done.
Yeah, Bear has done a lot of. Look, the thing is, the most important thing that I don't like about Bear is he doesn't believe in anything he says. That he's just a reactionary. Oh, see it. There's this. It's so simple. If you want to understand Bear, it's just a reactionary. He just says opposite thing that is reality, and that's it. Somebody got robbed. Blame the victim. Your friend is it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so Tommy's in the chat. Tommy now uses the moniker CIA. He says, "Great to see API." I don't know what that means, but Tommy can tell you. In May of 2022, we were at a dinner, and I told him that Stefano was crooked, and I was telling everybody publicly and privately behind the scenes not to do any deals with Stefano. He can, and if he's a man of his word, he will jump on the chat or jump on the show and say, "OC, you're a man of honor. You were doing that."
Yeah.
Before anybody else. And Bear knew at that same time, because I told Bear after the Wizard tried to scam me, I sent Bear some private messages. I said, listen, I don't like that you're having Wizard on your panel. He's scamming people from your group. He's scamming your viewers, Archie's loyal viewers, and he's scamming people in your WhatsApp group. And Bear said, no, I trust the man with my life. I talk to him every day. He's my good friend. He would never do that. And I'm going to keep putting him on the show because I don't like you, and I don't like Tim.
Yeah. Well, it's as simple as that, because first Bear wanted me, was praising me. He liked what I was doing, and then 2 seconds later he flipped. He's
pro-Putin scumbag. You're pro-Putin, pro-authoritarian, pro-dictator, piece of shit, garbage who protected Stefano all those months while other people were getting scammed.
He's a hypocrite. He is a hypocrite. He doesn't believe anything he says. He says one thing, and then two days later he flips and spouts a completely different opinion. And it's really sad seeing people kind of defending it and riding Bear's bicycle and just worshiping everything he says, even when he obviously flip-flops. Yeah. It's really sad. Really, really sad. We'll see.
This is a great article, though. I haven't read it yet, but it'd be interesting to see how they actually
Want to read it?
Yeah,
we should probably read it. Let's see it.
Is there any way? I mean, I love seeing the image of Roman and TPG, but is there any way we can make it bigger?
Roman and TPG?
No, the article.
Oh, the article. You want to make the article bigger? Okay, hold on. Let me put that on pause. Let's go to the beginning. All right, here we go.
Even bigger.
Even big. Oh yeah, I could do it really big. Bam. This big?
Perfect. Mm-hmm. You want to take the first paragraph, and I'll take.
I could do the first paragraph. When Donald J. Trump appeared at SneakerCon in Philadelphia last week to promote a limited edition line of gilded high tops, there were a lot of boos in the crowd, but none coming from Roman Sharf.
A watch dealer who's known for his selection of tangerine-size Audemars Piguets and Patek Philippe's, Mr. Scharf ended up buying an autographed pair of the Never Surrender sneakers after placing a $9,000 bid through an auction held that day over the app What's Not.
Huh.
Just I didn't know. That's an interesting detail.
Yeah, that's interesting detail. Yeah, Whatnot. I didn't know that they listed it there. Yeah, there you go. That's true. It's true. They're still new. They smell like
By the way,
glue.
just real quick, like just to give
Yeah.
Bear his time, we all opinions are welcome. Fact is, I never received any gifts or money from Stefano. Can Tim Ox say the same? I never received any concert tickets from Stefano, despite what you said on the stream yesterday. You said that I received payment hush money from Stefano, and you said I received concert tickets from Stefano. All absolute 100% lies, and they're terrible, shameful, disgusting lies. Bear, you really owe everybody that you mentioned that to an apology for that.
And
Really.
that's how Stefano manipulated his victims with gifts. He would send them to keep them quiet. In fact, Roman, after, like, this is such a crazy timeline. I introduced Chris, who Wizard stole 150,000 from, to Roman. Roman told Chris to keep his mouth shut. He'll talk to the Wizard. They'll start repaying back, right? There were a few payments that came through, like small payments. And then, bam, in the summer, I don't remember which year, but the Roman put up a giant painting that the Wizard has commissioned from Design Atelier and sent it to Roman. It was up to $1,000. It was really big and expensive.
Several $1,000s. Yeah, and then
Maybe even
they put it on the live stream and said, "Oh, look, our good friend Stefano sent this from Canada. Look
That's
how
right.
great he is," and they promoted him even further.
They promoted him even further until I called it out. They said, "Wait a second, you look, the guy still owes money. You can't promote him while he still owes money." I called Chris. I'm like, "Hey, Chris, did Roman pay you back? Yeah, like did the Wizard pay you back yet?" And Chris like, "No, what are you talking about? I got a little bit here and there." And he's like, "Yeah, because Roman has put up a big painting promoting Wizard as if." So when that happened, I started digging again, and then a couple of months later, boom! I was notified that whole bunch of more people were robbed after you got robbed.
Listen, I'm gonna let Bear spread his lies one more time, and then I'm done with him. LOL, concert tickets. So he lied. This is a flat out lie. Never received concert tickets. Okay, never received any gifts from Stefano whatsoever as hush money. And now he goes on to say, you both received significant amounts of money and gifts from Stefano. That is a flat out lie. I never received a penny from Stefano other than the money that I was owed for the watch that I sold.
And listen, dumbass. The reason I kept him in the WhatsApp group is because Roman told him to stop. I was told that Roman told him to stop stealing and that they're working it out. So privately, I was telling everyone not to, and like there's a handful of people there in the WhatsApp group. It's and none of my people bought. See, that's the thing. The only person who bought anything from the Wizard was OC, and he got burned really bad, but he was able to get his money back.
So I mean, look at this now. See, this is what Bear is all about. Come to the live stream so we can make super chats about this, and we can play up this toxic hate and toxic drama. Get fucked. Get fucked, Bear Clooney. You're fucking disgusting.
Ban him in the chat.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. Let's ban Bear.
He just wants to promote super chats.
Yeah, he just wants to
toxic fucking negativity.
Yeah. Let's ban him and his best buddy.
That's right. Concert tickets, never received them. Hush money, never. Gifts, never.
Yeah. Paul Millsap, $2 super chat. Tim, do you still have the PS5? Yes, I do. It wasn't a gift. PS5 wasn't a gift. It was a payment for the YouTube work that he asked me to do for him. By the way, if you guys want all kinds of evidence on the Wizard, if you want to research, watch Wizard. I think he still hasn't deleted his YouTube channel. You can go, and there's tons of live streams where he was like working people. See, here we go. You go here. I'm gonna drop the link. This is the guy in question. This is the guy who stole. I helped him build this website. PlayStation was the payment he gave me for the work to help him set this up. I created all the graphics. I edited 8 videos for him. I don't know. And then look at this. He you can go through all these live streams and check out who he was talking to, who he was schmoozing, how was he manipulating people. Yeah, that's the wizard right here. Let's see. He blocked me on Instagram. Is he still active, by the way? Oh no. Oh, here, hold on a second. I'm unblocked. Oh, look at this. When was this posted? Oh, 35 weeks ago. Okay, he probably has a different IG now. Okay, because this is 2023. That was last year of the rabbit. Yeah. But this is the guy, guys. This is the guy who stole up to 400,000, probably more, and still has tons of people's money stolen. Please, if you know anything about this guy, help us bring him to justice.
And the
He's a
reason why we've been
thief.
talking about this is because Roman is the one who vouched for him, defended him, covered for him, and deflected and delayed for him, and allowed him to get scot-free. He told the victims, don't worry, just wait another 2 weeks, and wait another 2 weeks, and wait another 2 weeks.
Bear thinks this is sport. See, he thinks there's teams. I don't care. I don't care about him and his fat buddy. I'm doing my own programming here. This is not a competition. This is why he feels like he has to defend these shysters. It's because they think it's a competition. They think they're in competition against me. You're not in competition against me. And all the victims who were convinced that because they're playing this whole thing like it's a competition between me and the fat guy. They think that they have to keep their loyalty because they're married to the other side, because the other side put them in all this fear that, hey, if you freaking going public would be equivalent of double crossing them. It would be like that they align themselves with Timok, like as if they're on our side.
It's all about this fake war, fake rivalry between the Archie live stream and the Tim Wright live stream.
Manipulated all of the audience into be in fear for their
because if you do something like go on a live stream like Mike the Snake did, they put them in the fucking gulag and they fucking roast the guy and fucking troll him relentlessly for day after day after day after day. That's what they do for people who are like members of the community who like to enjoy all the different live streams and all the different content out there. The only people they don't do it are people like Tanzil, Patek Philippe, because he has the fucking balls and the money to pay to play, and he can go from stream to stream to stream. Say,
he's not welcome here. He's not welcome here. He's banned. I just banned him, by the way. He's not. He can go wherever he wants. He can't come here. I banned him. I don't want him here because he uses his money to manipulate people, just like Roman Sharf and how hate streams use their influence, their YouTube channel to manipulate and instill fear. Tanzil does the same thing with his money. He goes and he uses his money to push whatever he thinks, whatever gets him off that night. So fuck him. I don't want him here. You're banned. Never welcome.
See
ya. By the way, we have a watch question here. Curly. What's the best one and done for 2024? What do you think? I think it's the Titanium Zenith. It's the new... Wow. But the Zenith brand, they're
toxic.
Fuck. After what I saw yesterday, you have to sell your Zenith. There's just
no, I love it. I love my Zenith.
Dude. You have to. It's just the brand it's a homage brand.
Homage?
Yeah, it's an homage brand.
Amish brand.
Amish brand of Rolex. It's unfortunately they completely lost all hope of making any sales, of creating an original design. Like in the past, they were kind of trying a little bit here and there. Then they went full on into remaking every single watch from their back catalog. And now they're like, okay, well, we remade every single watch that we made in the past. Let's just start ripping off Rolex now.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'll take a Black Submariner. Black Submariner is a perfect one and done.
For me, Explorer 140 mil. I think that would be the best one and done watch.
That would be amazing if you ever got it.
It would be incredible. Lemon Curly, best 3-piece collection.
Now we have to do 3-piece.
We'll do that at the end. I'll just save the watch questions for the end. Thank you so much, Curly, coming in for some proper watch talk. Thank you. What's 3-piece?
Yeah, you fast forwarded down the article, I think.
Sorry. Okay, here we go.
They're still new. They smell like glue. Hey, and that rhymes. Mr. Scharf said Friday morning as he held the shoes to his face and took a whiff. Above each ankle was an American flag of sorts, comprising red and black lines and a blue box filled with spangly stars and stripes. There were T's embossed on the tongue and T's on the sides. The former president's signature appeared in thick black ink on the shiny right toe box. As he showed off his prize, Mr. Scharf was standing on the second floor of the small building in Southampton, PA. We didn't dox him. We have been there. We did a protest there. That is the headquarters of his company, Luxury Bazaar, except for the shell of a 2019 Formula One car that serves as a kind of sculpture. The space looked like a vault.
Yeah, from the outside, it looks...
It's empty on the inside, too, now.
Yeah. Nobody working there. Oh, like the Formula One car that still remains there.
Serves as kind of sculpture.
Jesus, kind of sculpture. That's just so tacky.
Behind him was an office filled with vintage Louis Vuitton trunks, old cassette tapes by Jay-Z, Whitney Houston, and 2 Live Crew, among others. Those aren't my tastes in music. I like Whitney Houston. I don't like 2 Live Crew.
That's so weird. That's a weird combination. Jay-Z and Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston with the Roman Scharf listens to Whitney Houston.
And 2 Live Crew.
Remember when? This is the problem when you invite the New York Times into your premises and you don't hide shit that will embarrass you from the bookshelves. Man,
2 Live Crew was famous in, I think it was the 80s, for having a video that was banned by MTV. I think that's what it was, or they were banned by radio or something. It was a very controversial video. Whew, among others, and an orange Pelican case containing 24 timepieces that he said were collectively worth about $3 million.
Where is it? 2022 money, or is it 2024 money? Hey, Kojak Alec. Hey, shout out to the guys. Guys, congratulations! Thank you so much for doing that incredible live stream. Oh my God!
Hey, TWA, what's up?
What the hell are you guys talking about?
We're talking. Oh, it's breaking news. The Roman Scharf has made it into the failing New York Times. Yeah,
wow.
He didn't realize that his purchase of $9,000 pair of shoes was gonna buy him an article about him in the New York fucking Times. Yeah, so we're talking about the article. We're reading the article, guys. If you have anything to contribute to this is a live stream that's fully dedicated to talking about this subject. So if you guys have something to contribute, you contribute it, okay? Because we're trying to stay on track here.
Do you recognize this place, Tim?
Oh, that's the pizzeria. That's the Super Pizza. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the.
Yeah, we come to the pizzeria for dinner for the guys.
Is Alan took you guys out?
Good, yeah. So we've got arancini balls, we've got garlic prawns, we've got mussels.
Damn.
So we just wanted to drop in and say hello. We'll jump on the stream later on, perhaps.
Jump on the other live stream. This is
get it out of your
gentleman and Roman Scharf live stream. Really, I'll kick you off, because you might end the stream.
Get it out of your system.
I want to know when you're selling gold sneakers. Yeah. I want a pair, signed pair. I want them.
I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys.
Right. Thank you so much, guys.
I'm wearing loafers today. Rubber soles. See you guys later.
All right, have a good one.
It's hard.
Don't hit the red button. Don't hit the red button.
Don't end the live stream by accident. I can't even. No, you can't remove it. Just
Can't no because they're admin.
swipe up. Don't end the live stream for me. What? Oh no, don't give it to Alan. He might.
Just close the
He
browser.
ended it by accident the previous time.
I know. Just close the browser.
Close the browser. Don't hit the button. Oh my God.
What are they are
That's right now.
incompetent.
Incompetence. I need to train these guys better before.
Alright.
Guys, you are incompetent. Close the browser.
Close the browser. Okay. Whew. Oh my God. That was.
Never been so panicked in my life.
Like my heart fucking stopped for 30 seconds while they were trying to figure out how to leave the live stream without killing it. Oh God.
Oh my god. Heart attack. I need to call Stefano's doctors. I'm about to have need a quadruple bypass.
Let me finish my wine.
Holy shit. Woo! Mr. Sharp
Holy-
was wearing blue Nike X Sakai Fragments faded D square jeans. Shout out to D squared. What the fuck? D squared jeans and a navy blue golf jacket that he had bought on Wednesday on a visit to the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. Of course, showing off the new
Merch.
Mar-a-Lago Trump International Golf Club jacket he got. You're blocking the top line.
Oh.
He had wound up at the club because he had proudly posted about his SneakerCon acquisition on his social media channels, where he has hundreds of thousands of followers. Afterward, Mr. Trump extended a lunch invitation. So Mr. Sharp jumped on a plane and headed to the golf club with his 20-year-old son, Marcus, who lives in Miami and runs a high-end sneaker and streetwear boutique, Hype Miami. Look at all this free publicity.
You know what?
They're crushing it.
Wait, slow down, Osea. This is as much as this is a free publicity for Roman Sharp. What I'm realizing is that the New York Times is writing this article because this guy already has a big following. If this was a nobody, then they wouldn't do it. But they checked his socials. They were like, oh shit, this guy. So the New York Times knows, and the New York Times is a failing New York Times. They're not going to write an article about the person that they wouldn't think people would be interested in reading. But they know, like, hey, this guy already has a viewership of 400,000. All of Rome, this is like they're using what they're not like.
They're
New
using
York
him.
Times is using Roman to get viewership.
Are you accusing
Leadership.
Are you accusing the failing New York Times of riding Roman Sharp's bike?
Hey, you never know, because they know that these guys are going to come to read it if Roman posts it. So Mr. Sharp jumped on the plane and headed to the golf club with his 20-year-old son, Marcus, who lives in Miami. Yeah, listen, and there you go. There's another hat. I didn't see this one. The white one? The white Make America Great hat.
I think also they're trying to subtly, for people who know Roman, they're trying
Yeah.
to subtly make a dig about his fashion sense, because that's one of the things that people who know Roman have always said, that he dresses like he's 16, that he's always wearing these silly hoodies, these acid wash jeans with the holes in them, and so they go out of their way to mention the brands.
Because
Right.
brand status is everything for Roman. He's got this 2 giant red panels that says brand status. Okay, what's your brand? That's the only thing that Roman cares about. What's the brand? This is why they're describing. I think it's more about the fact that it's not that they care, but they could tell that this guy is obsessed with this stuff, right? Like it's just something he exudes. He wants people to see his fancy, overpriced pants. He wants people to know that he overpaid for his pants, that he overpaid for his shoes, and that he overpaid for his hoodie. And he goes out of his way to tell other people that. Because a lot of this hype stuff, it's not about the design itself, even. It's about how flippable it is. Like, people, like, you could tell that, like, how hype beasts talk about certain hype products. a watch enthusiast might talk about Panda Daytona and how it looks compared to other Daytonas, but these watch flippers, they talk about how much does it go above retail? Is it triple? Is it double retail? Which one? That one is double. That one is 2.5. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Here's some images. This is some amazing stuff. MAGA cap autographed by former president in another of Mr. Sharf's Trump-related souvenirs. Let me ask you, Ocean, what's the policy for putting stuff like this at in a business place? Like, if you're running a business and you're hiring different employees, and like, is there a rule about how much political stuff you can
No, not
fill your
nope.
business place around with?
In
No.
private companies, there's absolutely no restrictions at all.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
As a matter of fact, you can hire and fire people based on their political affiliations. You
Can
can't.
you really do that?
Sure, yeah,
It's legal? Huh.
sure,
Interesting.
kind
Okay.
of. I mean,
Uh,
I don't do it, but look, this is a cool shot. He's throwing it upside down, and what's the shutter speed on something like this, Tim? Like, what shutter speed do you need in order to?
You need
Get a
at
clean
least
shot
1
like
over
that.
500. This was done with the flash. You could see how the image is blasted with light. You could see shadows in the back. You see this? So it means photographer was taking this picture at a really high frame rate, maybe 1/1000th of a second, maybe 2,000th of a second, to get it without any blur, to freeze an object in space. You need like 1,000 to 500, and that's why they used a flat. You can see it, the difference where there's picture no flash. There's no flash in this one. You see no harsh shadows.
Mhm.
Whereas you go here, there's really harsh shadow. You can almost see the outline of his body in the back, and the whole image blown out. Then we go down here a little bit more, and you can see normal pictures again. See, this one is a little bit blown out, but
Yeah.
we'll get through all of it.
Can I give Roman a compliment? That blue jacket is actually the nicest thing I've seen him wear in months.
Oh,
There's
yeah?
actually nothing. I don't see anything wrong with that jacket. It looks pretty like conservative,
You
well
don't know,
tailored.
but this is actually a McQueen jacket that costs $5,000.
But this isn't the Trump
No, I don't know what it
International
is.
Club.
No, I have no idea what this jacket.
That's
is.
a nice looking jacket. I like it.
It's not my type. My cup of
Well,
tea. But
you know,
it works on
I'm
him
too
because he's
I'm
very
too
slim.
fat. I'm too fat to wear a jacket like that.
Right, exactly. This is the kind of jacket you can only wear if you have no stomach busting out of your pants over here.
That's right.
Mr. Sharf said the criticism he received online after he made the purchase did not bother him. Is that why he put a strike on the Crime Piece Gentleman? Because
Well, it's the crime
These-
piece, not crime piece gentleman. It's
the Crime Piece Gentleman. Is it
not
because-
gentleman. Not
Oh, the
gentleman.
Crime Piece. The Crime Piece. Is that why he put the strike on that guy? Because those comments didn't bother him?
They didn't bother him.
I thought
And that's why he
bothered
goes out of his way to say every time, and I don't pay attention to those other shows because I choose not to watch them and I choose not to name them, but I watch. But he's watching.
Yeah.
He's watching every night. We know he is. That I don't know if it bothers him or not, but don't lie and say you're not watching. You do watch and you do think about how you're being portrayed.
He's a snowflake. He really cannot handle even most minor of criticism, unfortunately. This is OC, as much as I like you guys, I honestly I don't think this is gonna work out really well for him because, dude, this is just, it's stupid. It's really, normal people read this stuff, they think, what an idiot. Like, why would he buy these really expensive
know.
shoes for
Most
this
of
much money?
most of the reaction is it's almost overwhelmingly negative. The comments.
They say a fool and his money is easily parted. Whoa, we got Opus Time in the chat. Shout out to Opus Time.
Hey, Lon, what's up?
The Holly One Eye Whitaker. Think twice before exchanging blows with him. He's something special to watch. My favorite talk show host. Unbelievable, but true.
Oh, shout out to Opus in Time. He's always keeping it spicy.
Thank you. Opus Time. I respect Opus time because he also like he says what the actual truth is, although he uses a lot of flowery language in order and a lot of code because he doesn't want to get in trouble with some people. But I feel like I want to call shit out because people are getting scammed. Like the Watch Wizard is probably on the phone scamming some guy over a wristwatch right now as we speak. And I can't live like this knowing that that scumbag is on the loose. He got away with it. How is that possible? It keeps me up at night.
Good picture.
Mr.
Scharf had the Caesar salad and chicken noodle soup. Mr. Trump munched on his trademark burger and fries. After the lunch, Mr. Scharf rabbi texted to ask if they had discussed the situation in Israel, but no such luck. Wait, hold on a second. After lunch, okay.
No
After the lunch,
way!
Mr. Scharf's rabbi. No, so this is a way for him to drop that he's Jewish.
He kept it secret. Why does he keep it secret that he's
Right.
Jewish? In his video, he didn't disclose that he's Jewish. He said he's Ukrainian. He
Wow.
said he's a refugee. He didn't say he was Jewish.
Bear is really not going to like
It's
Roman
weird.
Scharf now.
Weird how that happened. And right, like Rabbi called Scharf like, hey, if you had a chance to talk to Trump, did you talk to him about what happened? And completely missed opportunity, because if I did something like this, I would that's what I would use it for.
Yeah.
I would say, and if I was Jewish, but I'm not Jewish. But
Or
yeah,
if
I
you
would
were,
still
or
talk
if you
about
were, or if you were a Soviet refugee and you saw that your home country was being pummeled
it.
by
Yeah.
Russian invaders and by Putin, would you take at least 10 seconds to say, Mr. Trump, I got to tell you, I served in the military. I'm a patriot. I came.
No, I would use that
hold
opportunity
on.
to spook my
I'm a
business.
I'm a Soviet refugee, and I got to tell you, what's going on in Ukraine is terrible. Please, if you get in office, which I know you will, please hold Putin accountable and push him back and defend Ukraine and give support to the Ukrainians. He didn't. I don't know if he said that or not, but the
No,
people who are defending
It was-
Roman.
It's all about his business. He doesn't care about what's happening in political world. The reason he wants to enter politics is because he wants followers and viewers, but then he wants to reprimand them for asking these type of questions. See, Roman wants clients. He wants to he wants his wristwatch flipping business to be known to the followers of Trump. But then when people say, well, hold on a second, that's not what politics is about. Politics is not about buying and selling watches. You're going to promote your business to a political affiliation. You got to start answering political questions.
That's right.
But he's like, no, you can't ask me political questions. I'm only talking watches. I bought it because sneakers. Because you wanted to talk with president about sneakers? Get the hell out of here. That's not what people talk to presidents for. President is not a sneakerhead. There's more informed people in the world who know about sneakers than President Trump or ex-president. Well, the only president that Trump recognizes. That Roman recognizes. It's ridiculous.
He did say that. All right. Next paragraph, please.
Let's keep going.
It was like talking with friends,
Oh,
Mr. Scharf said. It was a normal conversation, no agenda.
what? Why? Missed opportunity. Number 2.
A fair number of Mr. Scharf's several 100,000 followers on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok had a different reaction. They said they were going to unsubscribe to his feeds as a result of his support for Trump.
Yeah.
But by the way, it wasn't just support for Trump. It was for saying the only person that I recognize as president over the last 4 years is Donald J. Trump. It's not just support for Trump. People can agree or disagree about supporting political candidates. But when you say when he basically challenged the legitimacy of our election process and tried
And then
to
he said he's a patriot. Like, come on, man.
undermine our democracy
Yeah.
and basically root for the people who were trying to overthrow the government on January 6th. That's what people took offense to. They said they were going to unsubscribe and to his feeds as a result of his support for Trump. Some of the online anger was stirred up by an article in the Daily Mail about Mr. Scharf's sneaker purchase that described him as a, quote, Russian oligarch who was prone to, quote, MAGA mania.
Yeah.
Mr. Scharf professed not to be bothered. I'm not bothered by the criticism.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
on
if he
social
wasn't
media.
bothered, why that was the thing that he made the entire response video about? Like, if you're not bothered by something, would you make a video about it? Oh, see, do you make videos about things that you don't care about, you're not bothered
No,
by?
you make videos about things you're passionate about and you care about.
Jesus.
Right. I'm on social media. He said, I'm used to haters.
Hey, shout out to the haters. Shout out to the haters.
Shout out to the hate streams.
He added that he was in business of catering to people with money, and many of these people are Republicans. So exactly. So he's like, yeah, who were happy to see him profess his allegiance to Trump. But Mr. Scharf did have a few things he wanted to clear up, including that he's not Russian but Ukrainian.
Is the subtlety in that language that he played up the fact he said that he was Republican or supported Trump just to cater to his customers?
There's a possibility
who he
that
thought
he's not
were
See,
Republican.
I told you, part of me is like, dude, he bought these sneakers. He's trying way too hard. When he was asked on camera, how much did he pay? He said 9,000. But I would have paid any amount. He's way too desperate. It's beyond genuineness. Like, if you're a fan of Trump, sure, that's one thing. But like, even biggest Trump fan wouldn't pay 9,000 for Trump shoes. They would, they would somehow, unless they have ulterior motives. And Roman's ulterior motive, it was to be in the failing New York Times, to be featured. And by the way, the failing New York Times, how would you characterize this newspaper? This newspaper is it like left leaning? Is it right leaning, or is it neutral?
So far, this article is, I think, straight down the middle. I haven't seen anything that's. I haven't seen any hard-hitting investigative work, though. I mean,
No.
Let's be
They're
honest.
just describing what they're seeing when they went to visit him.
Yep.
He said he was 13 when he came to United States, like me, with his stepmother, his older sister, and his father in 1988. So it's like a refugee family, mother, father, and 2 kids. 3 years before Ukraine broke away from Soviet Union and became an independent nation. He had $4 in his pocket. Mr. Scharf said of his father, the family moved to Sheepshead Bay. Dude, that's where I live. This article is doxing me. Brooklyn, and lived in a tiny apartment. What? I'm living in a tiny apartment right now. In one of the buildings operated by Fred Trump.
Fred Trump was known as being like a really notorious property owner, landlord, almost in a way a slumlord for many of his properties.
Let's see what top article, New York Times. Like father, like son, President Trump lets others mourn. Whether he is dealing with the loss of a family member or the death of nearly 150,000 Americans in a surging pandemic, President Trump almost never displayed empathy in public. He learned it from his father. Interesting. Donald Trump and his father, Fred Trump, on the roof of one of their apartment buildings. Dude, this is where I live. Holy shit. This is doxing me. Interesting. Three of his 4 living children who had grown up listening to the sermons of the church's most famous minister, Norman Vincent Peale, offered loving eulogies to their father. Then it was Donald Trump's turn. He began by talking about himself. Interesting. So, like, is New York Times lying in this article, or is this facts? Which which one is the lie, which one is the truth? Because I bet Roman is gonna go around and says like, look at this true article they've written about me in New York Times. But then there's these other articles that say, well, listen, this guy is not such a great guy. It's it's really the publicity is hell of a game, man. It's just
Tough. His father found employment at a company that welded canopies at stores and worked as a waiter on weekends. His stepmother was an accountant. After high school, from 1993 to 1996, Mr. Scharf served in the U.S. Army.
Oh, okay. So 3 years.
He was stationed in Camp Pelham, South Korea, then moved to Fort Knox in Kentucky. Records show. So they reviewed his record. So they reviewed his. The good job, New York Times.
Dude,
they reviewed his records.
Oh, see, what the hell did I tell you? New York Times, when they write when they're gonna write about Roman's military status, they're gonna freaking verify. They're not just gonna quote Roman at his words, right? Because it's a real newspaper. And that's when you guys were telling me yesterday, are you questioning Roman's military service?
Were you?
No, I'm not questioning it. I'm saying I'm not the one. I haven't checked. I don't know how to check. I couldn't sit here behind this microphone and tell you, OC, that I can vouch whether he had or not, but it was checked. Very interesting. 3 years. I wonder what he did there. But anyways, I mean,
isn't it fascinating also that he moved to Fort Knox, which is known historically as being the place where all of the nation's gold was stored, and then he went on to become a jewelry dealer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey, by the way, look at this. Opus Time has a great idea. We need to see a mega showdown, blow by blow, between the deputy, derpy, What-Hole Eyes versus the champion, the one-eyed Whitaker, and it'll be promoted. Listen, guys, I hereby ask Roman to come and debate and talk about the.
Let's drop the link for Roman. Let's see if he can jump on the show and explain. I mean, there's nothing really controversial that's been.
Well, we're just trying to see if this gambit of going public into New York Times and coming out as a hardcore MAGA supporter, is this gambit going to be good for business? If Roman wants to come onto the stream and argue how this is going to be good for business, he's free to jump on, and I will argue the other side. Or if he wants to jump on to talk politics, we could do that as well.
Yep.
If he disagrees and wants to clarify anything.
Yeah, maybe the New York Times got a couple things wrong. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if the failing New York Times got anything wrong, you let us know, because we'll report it on it as well. We don't want the New York Times, the failing New York Times, to misrepresent
anybody.
Yeah.
From there, he put in 2 years at Pennsylvania State University before heading to the Philadelphia area, where he attended a trade school for computer programming. He then took a job at Health Partners, Inc., an insurance provider. When his annual salary passed $50,000, he had enough to pretend at having wealth. Quote, I leased a BMW 3 Series and got a Rolex Datejust for $1,000, he said. It walked into the room before I did. In other words, the watch, said,
it's typical Russian flexer. Every Russian guy, that's what they do. In fact, literally, my friends from high school, my Russian friends from high school, that's literally what they did. It's kind of cringe, but look, Roman has made it. He's made it work for him.
That's right. Mr. Scharf held out his arm, displaying how he used to flaunt his Rolex. The timepiece now dangling from his wrist was a vintage yellow gold Patek Philippe Nautilus sports watch that trades for 200 times that much, give or take. So in other words, he was wearing for this interview a $200,000 Patek Philippe Nautilus.
Yeah.
Gold watch.
Roman is extremely insecure. He needs to wear a really expensive watch and expensive clothing to go out in public. He cannot be seen wearing normal stuff.
As opposed to the Wizard, who never wore anything that was worth more than $3.
Yeah. By the late 1990s, he was at Deutsche Bank. Dude, like he was living in the Trump building. Then he was working at a Deutsche Bank.
Famously known
where
for
Trump-
extending, famously known for extending dubious loans to Donald Trump.
Yeah, which he's getting. Is he getting sued for his Deutsche Bank?
I think he was. I think they had to cut off all ties when it was revealed what was going on there.
Oh my god. And yeah, okay.
Working in infrastructure support at Deutsche Bank. That's IT basically. On the side, he began selling watches on eBay.
Huh.
The sideline took off, and in 2006, he founded Luxury Bazaar.
Well, this is interesting, okay, because there's a lot of kind of facts about this. I heard a lot of different contradicting stories, okay, just before because New York Times might not have all the details about the founding of Luxury Bazaar because he wasn't a lone founder. He founded it with a partner. But here they just say they leave out the fact that he founded it with someone.
Well, yeah, with partners. He has 3 partners.
It has now 30 employees and 2 offices. One is in Southampton, PA. The other one in Hong Kong. What? He has a place in Hong Kong?
Ironically, exactly where the Wizard said he had a residence in Hong Kong.
Yeah, very interesting.
Wonder where he. I mean, you think the Wizard said he had a place in Hong Kong because he knew that Roman had an office in Hong Kong and he was trying to kiss up? I have a place exactly the same where Roman has a place.
I wouldn't put anything past the Wizard. That guy
Everything was a
needs to
lie.
be in jail right now and not continually stealing money. I call on the victims to please let's get together. Let's contact the Canada authorities. Let's tell them. Let's lay it all out. Tell Canadian police all the facts. We could do a phone call all together. We can lay out all the details. We can send the wire transfers that were, or some kind of receipts. We can provide everything and let them know.
Ivar says the New York Times is left-wing propaganda. Tell me, what is that? What have they gotten wrong in this article so far? What about their coverage in this article has been left-wing?
Well, this is all lies. Roman Sharf is not, all these things. So it's all not true. 30 employees. It's actually 33. Did you know that? Lying New York Times. Exactly.
It used to be 36. I think.
Did he found Luxury Bazaar on his own? No, he didn't. Lying New York Times.
No, actually, there were 2 companies that came together. There was a guy who was the jewelry guy, and he was the guy on eBay selling watches. And they said, "Hey, why don't we just put these 2?" They were doing a lot of deals together, and said, "Why don't we just put together the 2 companies together and form Luxury Bazaar?"
Oh, okay. It's so complicated. They never, as much as they talk about it, they never really explain it well. But anyways,
it's not that interesting. There's a guy named Alex. There's a guy named Arthur, and then there's a guy named Gary. Gary is the father of Adrian, Gary Taskin. So it's just a bunch of Russian guys.
Just a bunch of Russian guys. A case of high-end watches at the headquarters of Mr. Sharf's company, Luxury Bazaar. There you go. There's a box.
Yeah, of course, he conveniently had that Pelican case on the credenza there, so he could show it off. Like, here's the kinds of watches that I sell to my Republican customers. because my clientele is rich, therefore they're Republican. That's what he basically said.
So if you're wearing one of these watches, then we can assume you're a Republican, right?
Well, because most of my customers are rich, so therefore they're Republican.
They're Republican. There's no rich Democrats, I guess. Not that I'm Democrat. I'm a centrist, but especially the way it is in United
Guys,
States.
upvote the stream for this incredibly good and comprehensive live coverage of this New York Times article. Roman Sharf buys a $9,000 watch from Donald Trump.
And what we're trying to create perspective for everything that's happening. Like whenever they're talking, we're trying to create context because all like these reporters that came to talk. Oh, hey, we got Blondie joining us. That we're doing this. They don't know all the context. Hey, is this Blondie? Blondie!
Blondie, where are you?
Hello.
Blondie!
Your camera's not working.
Whoa.
Yeah, no shit. I see.
Blondie, how
are
you doing?
You sound like you're in a bar. Are you okay?
I'm not okay, OC. I need help. OC, question for OC. Shaken or stirred?
I don't drink alcohol. What are you drinking?
Oh, really?
Shaken, not stirred.
Is that an old fashioned?
How would you know that if you don't drink?
Well, I can see that there's a cherry on the bottom. It's either a cherry or an olive, right?
You settle
Loves
down. I
old-
know you love cherries. He loves cherries, though.
I do love cherries and grenadine.
Cherry.
This is
Ooh,
actually
cool
a
pen.
tribute to
Coca-Cola.
bondage and discipline.
What kind of pen is that?
Mont Blanc.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
It's Mont
OC,
Blanc.
question for OC.
No. What do you make
I'm
of
asking
this? What do you make of the Roman Sharp article,
questions.
Blondie? What do you think of
I'm
Roman Sharp
asking the
making it to the New York
questions
Times?
I think it's incredible. Tim, on a scale of
Yes.
1 to jealous, how jealous are you that he's got his big break?
I'm not jealous at all.
He's always
you
wanted to be
wish you went-
famous.
Do you wish you went harder at the protest? In hindsight,
The
Yes,
way
I
a
do.
what?
do you wish you went harder at the protest outside of Roman Sharp's
Yes,
establishment?
I do. But OC was really afraid. He was shaking, like in his knees. It was very tough.
We had a lot of police there. We had a
I
big
said-
police presence that were protecting us, but still, anything could have happened.
I was gonna buy 2 gallon jars of ragu and walk into Luxury Bazaar and drop it in the lobby and let it spread like that scene in The Shining. You know, when the elevator opens and there's blood comes out. I wanted to do that with ragu at Luxury Bazaar, but OC held me back. He said, "Tim, we can't do that. We'll definitely be arrested." So I didn't do it. I don't want to commit crime.
I like Blondie's avatar, by the way.
Good.
It's funny.
It's romantic, isn't it?
Do you have any other questions for us?
Yes, I do actually. Do you guys
Mhm.
have a minute? You don't have anywhere to be, right?
We
I
got
don't know
time.
where to go. I've got 7 hours.
What's your favorite? OC, what's your favorite sushi order?
Sushi order? I like
Yes.
I like spicy tuna. I like rainbow rolls. I like dragon. I like salmon sushi. I like basically that. How about you? Do you like sushi?
I like the simpler the better. The simpler the ingredients, like really simple, just slice of fish on rice.
Tim, you eat real sushi or California roll?
No, I don't like California or Philadelphia roll. It's too much. I like simplicity. For me, the quality of the fish over everything else. Like the only reason
Right.
to go and eat sushi is to eat like high quality raw fish. If you go into and you get some of these like Philadelphia, they use lesser quality. It's not. I personally, I don't think it's that safe to eat because there was that whole incident in Japan where their nuclear reactor got flooded and all the nuclear waste went into the ocean. So I'm kind of personally I'm a little bit scared of sushi unless it's super high quality. Then maybe I feel a lot safer. But I think still it's just as bad. But what about you? Mm-hmm. Drew M says Tim equals on jealous 10 on jealous level. Why would I be jealous of what? Timepiece Gentleman made it into the New York Times. You think I'm jealous of Timepiece Gentleman? This is not the kind of things I'm jealous of, honestly. I was talking to like OC. I met
Yes.
Marcus yesterday. I hung out with him. I had a great conversation with him.
Yep.
Great guy. Sweetheart. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, all right? Even with everything. If I was told, hey, you can have his whole collection, everything, it's too much responsibility. All right. He's doing too many things at the same time. and I can't do that. I wouldn't switch places. I love the guy. I'm just saying personally, I wouldn't. It's too much responsibility for me. But it's different people. There's different people. I know there's a lot of people who were really jelly in the chat last night because they.
All right, let's
It is
keep
what
going.
it is.
Let's keep reading.
But-
Let's keep reading. Let's try to get
Go.
through this.
Yeah, Sharf with two members of his social media team, Nina and Sarah. Interesting. It's two ladies. Very cool. I
Why
wonder.
do you need two people running social media for you for that small company?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I mean, most of it's probably for his personal social media, which they commingle with the company's expenses, right? So the company and his partners are actually funding for his own personal self-promotion.
Dude, I've never seen these two ladies ever in his social media.
Well,
Never.
they're behind the
Look,
scenes. They're behind the
keep-
scenes. Nina's been there for a while, and I think Sarah is new.
Roman did not want Adrian to be in this article. He didn't want Kevin to be in this article.
Well, maybe they're in the
those
article.
guys-
Maybe they'll be
Are
in
they?
later.
Okay,
You never
we'll
know.
see it. We'll see it. Oh, you think they're gonna show up? I bet the reason he put these two is because they're most unknown. They don't appear
This
in the
is- this
videos
may-
unless
it
they're
may
like
be-
in the background, back
It
of
may
the
be an
head.
editorial decision by the New York Times. You never know. Maybe they took pictures with everybody. And this is the ones that the slanted, left-leaning, failing New York Times chose to show to paint him like some kind of media whore. Tim,
I think
Right.
he is a media whore. And that's why I think he did not want anyone else who has any kind of social media following to be included along with him in this article. Because, like, for example, Kevin, the Chrono Kev, right? Our beloved Chrono Kev, the guy who doxed the back of the building and showed how to break in. Look, amateur mistake. But he's not, I don't think he's in this article. I feel like
we will.
Roman
He might be
may-
featured. You never know.
no.
We'll see.
No.
Let's read
Roman
the next
probably
paragraph.
went,
Let's try to get through a little bit more of
let's
this.
Let's keep going.
Mr. Sharf said he was decidedly opposed. Oh, look at this.
Oh,
Mr. Sharf said he
whoa!
was decidedly opposed to
Really?
Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So unlike Bear,
Yeah.
a diametrically opposed political position to Bear, who supports
Yeah.
Putin and Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Mr. Sharf says he was opposed to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. I don't even understand his goal, he said, of President Vladimir V. Putin. He added that in his view, Mr. Trump would be the, quote, one president who could bring the war to an end by sitting the two sides down and hammering out a deal.
Putting the two sides together, like what they could come to an agreement. How could you one side invaded the other? It's like bully and the victim of a bully, and
But-
you bring the two sides and you ask the victim of the bully, why are you so weak? Why are you making the bully you? Like, what is there to achieve when you bring the two sides together? It's like, hey, Ukraine, why did you allow yourself to be invaded by Russia? And
Let's
what
talk
is-
about it.
talk about it. What are they going? What kind of agreement do you think Russia thinks they're right? Ukraine thinks they're right. What does the world think? That Ukraine is right. It's wrong to invade other countries. How
Right.
could I like? It's so.
Can I add an observation? Remember when he did the first damage control video, and there were some things in there that I thought weren't very positive, and I said those are things he shouldn't have said. And then he did an edited version the next day, and he removed all those things and he played up the positive things. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
One of the things that he was reading in the comments was, listen, how can anyone of sound intelligence and any sense of decency support Putin after the guy invaded the country from which you emigrated? How can you stand? So he read all those comments. He said, okay, listen, I got to make sure that when the New York Times interviews me, I have to put out a talking point that deals with that issue. It paints me as someone that is not sympathetic to Putin because I'm getting hammered. I got hammered to begin with unfairly for being a Russian oligarch or Russian CEO. So I put out
No,
that
he
flame.
wasn't. He was not hammered for being a Russian CEO. He was described as a Russian
Unfairly.
oligarch by
Unfairly.
one newspaper, and 10 other newspapers
Right.
called him a Russian.
And he seized
He-
upon it, and he seized
What
upon
is
the
he
opportunity
lying
to correct the
about? Why
record.
is he
And
pick- yeah,
and now he's
attacking
seizing
Trump.
and now he's seizing upon the opportunity again to say, listen, some of you said I am pro Putin. Turns out I am against. Well, he doesn't say I'm not for Putin. He says I'm against the Russian invasion of Ukraine. He doesn't say that he's
I
not
don't even
pro-Putin.
understand his goal. Dude, you don't understand his goal? Why one country invades another country? How stupid do you have to be? It's land. It's new population to extract revenue out of. It's all kinds of there's all kinds of better access to those valuable ports and international trade. There's dude, why does he do it? You're stupid. And then look, he follows it up by saying, see it, look at this.
Yeah.
I'm a strong proponent of the First Amendment and the right to bear arms. Hey, dumbass, that's the Second Amendment. The right to bear arms is the Second Amendment. The First Amendment is freedom of speech. The guy, it doesn't even know First or Second Amendment. He thought the First Amendment was the right to bear arms. I also believe in gay marriage and the right to abortion within limits. What are those limits?
Why is he giving so many political
Why is he going
viewpoints?
political?
I told you he was running for governor.
He's a Democrat. I mean, he's going to run as a Democrat. If he believes in gay marriage and the right to abortion, it's got to be. Is he going to pivot? He's going to say, "Yes, I stand with MAGA, but I'm going to run as a Democrat." I don't get it. Everybody to me is green. Oh,
Oh, that just means
dude. Ew. It's all about. Oh, no, wait.
Oh,
He's
my
saying
gosh.
green. He continued invoking as saying from the army days. Oh, green as in money? Because I look at this. Everyone to me is green.
he's hitting.
That's-
I think
Is
he's
he
hitting
saying
it out.
like everybody the green army uniform? I don't think army uniform is green.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. And what he's doing is very, very smart, very clever, Tim. Just like the previous statement where he says where he clarified, I don't support Russia's invasion of Ukraine, although it was a little bit he wasn't clear on if he actually supports Russia
This
or
is
Putin.
called the Freudian
This
slip,
is-
OC. This
No,
is
no,
called the
this-
Freudian slip where he lets out the actual truth. Everybody to me is green.
No, that's
Yeah,
the saying.
His
That's
YouTube
the saying.
channel saying is that I just want to get to 300 million. Roman Sharf, what's the goal of his YouTube business? What is
No,
he
no,
trying to achieve?
No,
It says right there in the title card, right there, road to 300 million a year. Okay, and then you go to description and you can read, hello, my name is Roman Sharf and I'm a founder of Luxury Bazaar. I'm one of the world's biggest gray market watch dealers. What is a gray market watch dealer, you ask? Well, it is any person or organization that trades luxury watches such as Rolex, Audemars, BK, Patek.
Tim, you're way off
Richemont,
base.
name
You're
it here.
way,
We
way off
buy.
base.
Look, I hope my content inspires and motivates. Oh, you
Tim,
start
this
your
is
own business.
irrelevant. This has
Okay,
nothing to do
but
with the
look,
statement.
You see here, road to 300 million. His goal in life is to get to 300 million. So when
No.
to me,
No, when-
I
if you read
feel
the-
like
If you read the
it's a
paragraph,
slip up.
if you read the paragraph, this is about promoting him as a
Pro
patriot.
army thing.
Yeah, this is about his patriotism. So it's like, listen,
Okay.
so that's what the military teaches you because we all wear the same color uniform. So in other words, unity,
Dude,
No,
this guy was in army
not
for
di- not
3
dividing
years.
people,
He's fucking
coming
talking like
together.
he's been there for years, like he was some kind of a general. Dude, he
Hey,
was
you
there
didn't
for.
ser- hey,
Yeah, I
listen,
serve, I didn't serve.
you never served in the military, Tim. Let's
Well,
not
I'm
critique.
blind and flat-footed, so and
Let's
not
critique
everybody's
people who
born
actually serve in the
as
military.
physically fit as Roman. You know, he's
What
fit.
I hate to see is division. We're one people under one flag. So listen, he's playing. This guy is running for political office at this point. This is one of the most political, patriotic speeches that you'll see. This is a guy he's pivoting with every iteration of an interview. He's adding more and more layers to establish himself as a bona fide candidate, as someone who is a patriot, a war hero, all a successful businessman. All of these things coming together. He's definitely running for something.
Oh, dude, by the way, look at this. This is so crazy. New York Times, these writers work on a different level. We're one people under one flag, although his shoes had two. And it's a desecration of a flag to put them on merchandise. Like, New York Times planted this flag on shoes to show how he's being a hypocrite. Like the flags on, like, we stand under one flag. Flag.
That's very clever. Very clever nuance
flag
here.
code. Yeah, and there's like, although his shoes had two, and the clever reader who knows the flag code, they'll immediately realize, dude, this is like, if you respect the flag, you don't put it on merchandise and sell it. It's like selling your country.
Not only that, this clever writer, Jacob Bernstein, what he's doing is he's saying basically although his shoes had two, one for each foot, like he was like what he's painting a picture of is no. Two camps, but also he's trampling on the flag. See, we're one people under one flag, but those shoes are trampling on the flag. One for each foot, stepping on the flag. That's basically he's questioning Roman's patriotism.
There's also another meeting where he's saying one thing, but it kind of means another. Like, he's trying to one for each foot. It could also mean like he's trying to do this two opposite things that don't actually align for each other. Like, he's saying he's saying that he is pro gay marriage and the rights to abortion. But that's what he says, but then Trump says opposite things. So, like, that he's trying to walk two lines at the same time. RM9191, 5 pounds. Timok, which watch brands would you stock for 500 to 3,000 mark, and why would you stock?
Tissot. I'd stock Tissot. Yeah. I would stock. What else is
Tudor?
Under a lot of the Tudors are 3,000 to 5,000 now, unfortunately.
If they're gray, it depends if it's gray or retail.
Hamilton. I'd stock Tissot. I'd stock Hamilton. I would stock Longines.
Longines is a great brand.
Or is Oris under 3,000, or is Oris above 3,000 now?
Oris is still it's their in-house is above 3,000. Yeah, and then the other one's below.
Yeah, I would stick with those three: Tissot, Longines, and Hamilton.
And G-Shock. Seiko.
Casio, Seiko.
Yo, Buckley.
Yo.
How are you doing?
We did it. We went through the entire article.
That's the entire article.
And let's read a little bit about the author, Jacob, at the end, please.
Oh, sorry.
Just want to give Jacob Bernstein credit.
For
reporter for the Styles Desk. In addition to writing profiles on fashion designers, artists, and celebrities, he has focused much of his attention on LGBT issues, philanthropy, and the world of furniture design. So they chose someone who is an expert on celebrities to write the
gay
article.
Agenda to go and talk to this guy, MAGA supporter.
Actually, $10. I'm unimpressed. I'm unimpressed with the article. Although they did kind of actually look at his service records, they didn't really do any. There's no substance here. It's not like the Timepiece Gentleman. The Timepiece Gentleman article, not the New York Times one, but the Business Insider one, really dug deep and uncovered a lot of cool things. This one, I think, maybe in the future there'll be a more in-depth expose on Mr. Scharf's business shenanigans, and
especially if
everything.
His relationship to the Timepiece Gentleman becomes more and more prominent. But hey, Buckley. Before you go, let me just read this super chat. And we'll get your take. Gatsby $10 super chat. The $9,000 Romans paid for the sneakers is nothing compared to the money he's paid a publicist to secure these interviews and craft his new talking points. He's 15 minutes are almost up. You think he had? Honestly, this article comes off to me really like Roman Scharf's presentation. It doesn't feel like he talked to anybody. Like, I think he's just trying to. He's just using his inside media team.
His instincts, and he's got He has pretty good instincts.
Yeah. Yeah, very good instincts. Well, not with Timepiece Gentleman. Those were terrible instincts.
Yeah.
That's actually example of his and the Wizard. Another
Yeah.
example.
No,
of
but
horrible
that you're assuming that he didn't know what he was doing with the Wizard.
I
I think he knew what he was doing. So
Interesting. Well, it's all gonna come to light. The Wizard is going to be apprehended. I'm gonna try to get it done this year. I want Wizard behind bars. I want him to be captured. But knowing Canada, he'll serve 2 weeks and get a slap on the butt. Buckley,
Yo,
how you doing?
hanging out.
Hanging. What do you think about this brand new article in the New York Times? Are you impressed? You could just talk generally. Like, what do you think? Making into New York Times. The two of our boys made it.
Best $9,000 you ever spent?
Best $9,000. Yeah. $9,000. I would pay $9,000 for somebody to write a New York Times article about our live streaming community. Like that would, to me, I feel like that would be money well spent. What can we do to make it a New York Times, just for the hell of it? What do you think?
This was a master stroke. He's still writing the 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The key question will be over time. Will this help the business? Well, I mean, it's not going to turn around the business, but it's definitely going to give it a shot in the arm. It's better than not doing anything at all, right? So
I don't know. Sometimes not doing anything at all is best thing you could do.
that's your philosophy. Every day
my
you wake up. Every day you wake up, you say,
Because
"Listen,
you
should I
could
do anything today?" It's like, no, let's do nothing. And then
because
you're-
sometimes you go out and you do something and you could like get into serious trouble. Like
Right.
sometimes,
if
I
you
wish I didn't go to that birthday party that I did. I
Exactly.
wish I skipped it because
That's it. Listen,
Yeah.
you wake up and say, listen, should I actually spend effort to do things productive? And the reality is, no, they might backfire. So why
they
waste the
might
time?
backfire. Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't do things just to do things. This is how
Exactly.
people get into trouble.
It's right. If you think you're going to get ahead by being productive and being positive and moving forward, you may not. So
You
why-
might
why
not. You
bother?
actually might go to jail, like the Timepiece Gentleman. Like he was. Think about how many videos Timepiece Gentleman was pumping out. He was trying to do everything. He tried to do a school, an app, a merch line. He tried to do everything, and then what happened? And look where he's now. Yeah, there you go. That's why it's sometimes it's best. I'm a kind of a guy. I want to take it slow, take
True.
it at my pace because I'm learning. I've learned
Yeah.
in the past 3 years doing this show. I've learned so much. I'm a different person than when I was here 3 years ago. I've
Yeah,
met so many people. I was like, just the experience of being fucked over by the Wizard. Lesson fucking learned, right? How somebody could screw you over. I'm not letting that, like, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Gatsby, $10 super chat. Roman definitely got help. Roman's last couple of videos and interviews actually sounds though
Thought
out and rehearsed compared this to embarrassing disaster he made before and had to take down. Interesting. Well, the good thing I downloaded a copy, so we have a hard copy. We'll be able to go back to it
The
anytime.
question is, does the audience want us to keep going with this, or do we end the stream?
No, we do. We
and
end the stream and
end
we
the stream.
start the new one.
All right.
We actually, I have a stream prepared already. We're going to talk about the end of an era. Buckley, did you see it? Andrew Morgan, the
Yeah.
legend.
I saw that today.
Yeah,
He's out.
He's out. The thing, and it's a great story because it's an excellent story about business and partnerships, and when you decide to break ties from a successful partnership to pursue things on your own.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching this stream. Make sure to upvote. Let's get to 100 upvotes, please, everybody. I would really appreciate if you could. We'll be back in literally 1 minute.
You can't hear Tim at all because his microphone sucks. So head on over to the other stream, the other Tim Wright channel, Andrew Morgan. When we end the show, you'll also be automatically taken over. Maybe. Maybe
Yes,
not.
you will be. You will be automatically transferred. Private chat. I'll put a link to the other stream. Guys, good show. No, it's like I'm in the wrong one. Okay, end the stream.
No, start the other one first. You can jump in the stream.